250 years.
A long road for a nation, and we're still walking it together. And 250 candles burning in the dark since a spark in Philadelphia lit a rebel heart. Farmers took a musket, said we'll stand or fall, a fragile little promise written for us all. From frozen lines at Valley Forge to a brand new flag unfurled, a dream began to whisper to a watching world. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. There were days when the country nearly tore apart, brother against brother with a shattered heart. Fields turned into battlefields, hope hanging by a thread, praying that the Union wasn't already dead. But the better angels whispered through the pain, and we stitched a broken promise back again. 250 years of freedom in the wind, through the fire and the doubt we rise again. Every scar tells a story of the price we paid for the right to stand proud and unafraid. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years. From the beaches of Normandy to a rocket in the sky, from a march across a bridge to one small step nearby, every generation writes another line in the story of a dream that still survives. 250 years and the flag still flies, carried by the brave who gave their lives for the hope that every soul can stand up free in the land of possibility. Through the storms, through the tears, through the fight to stay strong, we kept the light burning all along, and the world still sees that shining frontier. 250 years of freedom here. 250 years. And the story's still being written,
All right, everyone, welcome to Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs baseball here in Little Falls, New York at Veterans Memorial Field, and a matchup tonight between the Amsterdam Mohawks and the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. And you can hear the wind in my microphone here a bit, that's for sure. It's smoky out there. It's windy. We'll take at least the temperature out there. I think it's about 80 degrees tonight. But the Dogs have lost their last 4 games. They're 15-18. The Outlaws are 1.5 games back. Mohawk, on the other hand, they're 27-6. They've won their last 2. So this is one of those critical games for the Dogs here tonight. They're in 4th place. Don't want to slip to 5th place, that's for sure. 'Cause that means they're out of the playoffs if they stay in that slot. So important game tonight. Under some strange conditions. At least we don't have the orange sky here tonight. It's just hazy and smoky, and when the wind's not blowing your car sitting there, there's all kinds of ash on your car, so it's bizarre. And I know Pete has always talked about me about being interested in space and things like that, and I'm just going to say for those who are interested, Starship Flight 13 is ready to go in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So I might have a running commentary here going. On the mound for the DiamondDawgs is Brandon Lynn, who's going to be pitching to Andrew Izell. Izell's the right fielder, number 8 from Stetson. He steps in. And we're ready to start this game. And SpaceX is ready to launch. Here's the pitch. Hit hard to the shortstop. And he knocked it down, didn't get a glove on it, and so Izell reaches first base. Don't know how they're going to score it here, but that should have been a routine ball for the shortstop. So that brings Aiden Dill to the plate. He's the center fielder, number 32 from Seton Hall. He's a left-handed batter. Lynn looks over at first. Here's the pitch. That one swung on a miss for strike 1. 59 seconds on the launch here. I'm multitasking. Runner takes a bit of a lead here off first base. Lynn throws over to first, pushes him back. Amsterdam is usually pretty aggressive on the bases. Starship just went into a hole. They typically have the option to have a 40-second hold there. Here's a pitch from Lynn. Dill showed bunt for a second there, but pulled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first base for Mohawk. Lynn looks over at first. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That one is fouled back for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. With Izell on first base for Mohawk. Lynn's watching the runner out of the corner of his eye. Throws back over real quick. Closer that time. Runner got back in time, but that was a close one. Starship count has resumed. 7 seconds to launch. Here's the pitch from Lynn, hit hard between the first baseman and second baseman out into right field. Right fielder gets it cleanly. Runners going to third base, and now they've got runners on first and third with nobody out. That brings Anthony Delisari to the plate. He's the catcher, number 30 from the University of Delaware. So Starship went into a hold here real quick. For those who are interested, Delisari is a right-handed batter. Lynn's ready to pitch. He checks the runner. Runner's going. Here's the pitch. Here's the throw down to second base. They faked it right back to the catcher. Made it look like it was going down just to try and trap that runner on third. He was holding, though. He didn't fall for it. So Mohawk has runners on second and third now. Here's a pitch from Lynn. That one is popped up to right field. Right fielder's underneath it. And the runner's tagging. He's coming home. Here's a throw to home. And in plenty of time, he's out at the plate. Great throw from right field. Catching his L as he came into the plate.
Now batting for Amsterdam, third baseman number 29 from Rutgers University, Gabriel Rivera.
So that brings to the plate Gabriel Rivera with a runner on third base. How did we get 2 outs? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. All right. That was a ground hit to the second baseman. Easy throw over to first base. And so at the end of half an inning, it's the Mohawks nothing. DiamondDawgs coming to the plate, and we'll be back in a minute.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
All right, everyone, we're back at Veterans Memorial Field here in Little Falls, New York. So Starship Flight 13 was a scrub. I couldn't really listen to them at the same time, and I wasn't keeping up with the game. But right at T-minus 1 second, looks like the deluge system came on, which is water spraying all around the plate, and then it shut down. So it was an automated shutdown for some reason. Eric Diaz is at the plate. He's a designated hitter, number 14 from UConn. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. Mason Veronese's on the mound for Mohawk. He looks in and gets his sign. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is hit hard over the second baseman in the center field. Center fielder tracks it down, throws in, and Diaz starts out the inning with a single. That brings up the second baseman, number 25 for Belmont University, Kyle Coleman. Coleman's a right-handed batter. And Veronese looks in. He's checking the runner. Here's the pitch. That one's high and inside for ball one. So Diaz taking a healthy lead off of first. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard to the third baseman. Easy double play ball over to second. Back to first. In time for the double play. So that brings the first baseman, number 9 from Fairfield, Connor Scanlon, to the plate. Runasy threw the perfect pitch to get that double play. And here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. Here's the second pitch. That one, that went wild. That hit outside and then popped straight up in the air like it hit a rock or something. Anyway, counts now 2-0 with 2 outs. Runasy looks in. And here's the pitch. That one's high for ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That one called strike right down the middle for strike 1. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one's hit hard right up the middle, out into center field. And the center fielder gets it cleanly, gets it in quickly, and Scanlon's got a single.
Left fielder number 19 from George Washington University.
That brings the left fielder, number 19 from George Washington University, to the plate, Brody Frecker. So 2 outs for the Dogs with Frecker at the plate and Scanlon on first. Runasy looks in. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Catcher blocks it. All good. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning here in Little Falls. Good lead by Scanlon off of first. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 2. Runasy's ready to go. He throws back over to first base just to keep Scanlon honest over there. I don't think he was thinking about going. He's out there more this time. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Outside in the dirt. Catcher, good stop. Kept it in front of him. Scanlon wasn't able to advance. So 3-0 now to Frecker. Runasy looks in. Here's the pitch. Oh, called. Strike 1. That one was pretty low. Frecker was on his way down to first base, and it was a called strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first for the Dogs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dogs can't afford to strain any runners tonight. They need to get everyone across the plate they can against the Mohawks. Here's the pitch. Runner's going. That one is popped up. Short left field, but he's underneath it. He's got the catch for the 3rd out. So nobody scored this inning. After 1 full, it's 0-0, and we'll be back in a minute.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule. at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
Okay, we're back. I was trying to understand why they aborted the launch, and I wasn't paying attention. So coming to the plate is the first baseman, number 35 from the University of Delaware, Robert Meld for the Mohawks. Here's the first pitch. Outside and away for ball one. Lynn looks in. He's still on the mound for the Dogs. Here's the pitch, fouled back towards us. Ella didn't dive underneath the counter this time, so that's a plus. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's a pitch from Lynn. Fouled back again, same spot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Even Chris didn't move on that one. Solid as a rock. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Lynn. That one's fouled down the third baseline. Over the stands and picnic tables over there. That's a good one for the kids. They can get that one. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Lynn gets a K there. That brings the designated hitter, number 26 from the University of Alabama, Zach Johnson, to the plate. Johnson's a right-handed batter. Steps in, steps out, steps back in. Lynn's ready to go. Here's his pitch. Outside corner for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is hit hard to right field, just over the second baseman, into the middle of right field. He got a glove on it. Man, he really tracked that ball. I thought it was deeper than that. But just outside the reach of the second baseman, who was really motoring out there to get it.
Auburn University, Taylor Belza.
So the extra hitter, number 6 from Auburn, Taylor Belza, is up at the plate now with a runner on first base for the Mohawks. Belza's a left-handed batter. Lynn looks in, gets the sign, checks the runner. Checks him again out of the corner of his eye. Here's the pitch. That one's high for ball 1. Lynn checks again. That runner looks real anxious. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard into right field for a clean single. Right fielder scoops it up, throws in real quickly. Runner goes to third. And once again, Mohawks have runners on the corners. That brings the left fielder, number 3 from the University of Alabama, Ian Taylor, to the plate. So runners on first and third for Mohawk, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. Then looks at the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners here for the Mohawks in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Flag is blowing out tonight. It's real windy, 20, 25 knots out there. Lynn checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 3. So he's got a spot to put him, but I don't think that's what he wants to do. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the second. Here's a pitch from Lynn. The runner's going. Called strike. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner steals second. They didn't even make an attempt to throw him out there. They just let him go. Lynn looks in. He wants this guy. Taking his time. Here's the pitch. That one is pop foul. Over the bleachers here. So count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. And we are in the top of the second inning. With a windy, smoky, hazy, but not so hot day. So we'll take the temps. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Outside and away for ball 4. So that loads the bases. That brings the second baseman, number 13 from the University of Utah, Bobby Pierce Jr. to the plate. Pierce is a left-handed batter. Got a perfect opportunity here to get some runs for Mohawk with 1 out. So Lynn gets his sign. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard, right past the first baseman, out into right field. 1 runs across, throw to the plate coming in. Cutoff man is hit. Over to second, gets the runner going into second base. So 2 runs came across. At least they got him going to second base.
Number 5 from Miami-Dade College, Raul Rodriguez.
So the shortstop, number 5 from Miami-Dade, Raul Rodriguez, is at the plate. And he's got a runner at third base. So Lynn looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 1. Count 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Every time I pause, Ella looks back at me. That's because I'm checking the number before I say it. So Lynn looks in, gets his sign. Here's the pitch. That one hit right up the middle, right past the pitcher for a clean signal. Out into center field. Another run scores.
Now batting for Amsterdam, right fielder number 8 from Stetson University.
So that brings the
Andrew Ezel.
top of the order up. Right fielder number 8 from Stetson, Andrew Ezel. He reached on an error the last time. The Mohawks are up 3-0 here in the top of the second with a runner on first base and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Called strike 1. Runner's taking a good lead on first base. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Fouled back. Ella dived again. We're good. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first base for Mohawk, but they've gotten 3 runs across in the top of the second inning. And what would be considered a slow start for them. Usually they pile it on in the first inning. Lynn throws back over to first base. Check the runner. Back in plenty of time. Takes a short lead again. Here's a pitch from Lynn. That one is popped down the first baseline. They're running for it, and it's in fair territory. And a run scores. Second baseman couldn't get a handle on the ball that was thrown to him, and the runner kind of slid into him. He couldn't make the grab, so that allowed a run to score, and the runner went to third base. So that brings the center fielder, number 32 from Seton Hall, Aiden Dill, to the plate. It's a left-hander. There's still 2 outs. There's a runner on second base. Last time up, Dill had a single. Here's the pitch from Lynn. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Here's an 0-1 pitch from Lynn. Showed bunt for a second there. Pulled back for ball 1. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third base for the Mohawks. They've scored 3 here in the top of the second inning. 4, sorry. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. For about the one run that got across there. Ella's keeping good score. She corrected me. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Lynn. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so finally an end to that inning. Once again, another brutal one. So Mohawks ahead 4-0 here, top of the second. We'll be back in a minute.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, we're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
All right, we are back here in the bottom of the second inning. So for the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, the center fielder, number 28 from Monmouth University, is Colin Richter. Richter's a left-handed batter. Dogs need to get something going here. Veronese is still on the plate there, on the mound there for Mohawk. Called ball 1. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Fouled back for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning here. Mohawks up 4-0. Wind still blowing out with a healthy breeze. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard right to the third baseman, who hopped up in the air and got it.
Now batting for your Dogs, right fielder number 35 from Seton Hall, Jake Dolan.
So that brings the right fielder number 35 from Seton Hall, Jake Dolan, to the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike one. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second, Mohawks up 4-0. Veronese looks in, gets his signal. Gets the sign. Here it is. Outside corner for strike 2. Got a good sign. Have more people here at the park than I thought we'd have tonight with the weather the way it is, but here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lights are already on here at Veterans Memorial Field. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Outside corner for strike 3. Took a while for him to call that. Didn't know what it was. So that brings the third baseman, number 6 from St. John's, Roberto Valdez Jr. to the plate. Valdez is a right-handed batter. He's ready to go. He steps in. Here's the pitch. That one's hit a little chopper between the first baseman and first. He fielded it, got it over the pitcher, and out in plenty of time. So ground out to the first baseman for Valdez. And at the end of 2 innings, the score is 4-0. Mohawks will be back in a sec.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Catcher number 30 from the University of Delaware, Anthony D. Cesare.
All right, we're back. DiamondDawgs have a new pitcher on the mound, James Lester. Coming to the plate for the Mohawks is the catcher number 30 from the University of Delaware, Anthony Delisari. Here's the pitch. Hit hard down the third baseline. Bounced off the fence, came back out on the field. So here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is low and outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike here, top of the third inning. De La Salle at the plate. Here's the pitch. He hits that one pretty hard to left field, but left fielder didn't even take 2 steps, and he's got it. So that brings the third baseman, number 29 from Rutgers, Gabriel Rivera, to the plate. Rivera had a ground out his last time up. So here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike one. There's the pitch. That one hits him in the back. He was trying to do a curve on that one, and it didn't curve at all. Just hit him in the back. Wasn't very hard, but it hit him. So that brings first baseman, number 35 from the University of Delaware, to the plate, Robert Mello. All right. I can't read my own writing. Actually, I can. I was reading Josh's writing. Anyway, Mello struck out last time. And he just got hit by a pitch. All right, that's not how we want to put people on base here. So Mohawks got runners on first and second, both hit by a pitch. That brings the designated hitter, number 26 from the University of Alabama, Zach Johnson, to the plate. Johnson had a single last time up. Here's the pitch from Lynn. High and inside for ball one. Lester needs to get a handle on that. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Right by his head for ball two. So runners on first and second with 1 out for the Mohawks. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle for strike one. Lester looks in, gets a sign, checks the runners. A little dancing around out there. Pitches high for ball three. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Mohawks ahead 4-0. Here in the top of the third inning, they've got runners on first and second base. Here's the pitch. That one also high. That loads the bases.
Now batting for Amsterdam, extra hitter number 6.
So that brings up the extra hitter, number 6 from Auburn, Taylor Belza. Belza also had a single last time. And they're going to have a little conference out here on the mound. Infield's coming in to talk to the pitcher. Pitching coach is out there. They're going to do some talking out there. Try to calm Lester down. Conference is over. The Mohawks are a good enough team here without giving them any extra things like hitting the batters and giving them walks. They can do fine on their own. Here's a pitch from Lester. Called strike one. So, talk was good for that pitch. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Mohawks. Here's the pitch. That one is pop fouled on the third baseline. So Lester's up quick here with an 0-2 count. He needs a strikeout here or a double play to get him out of this one. Here's his pitch. That one is popped high down the third baseline. Third baseman's chasing it. Left fielder's chasing it. Left fielder's got it. Makes a throw back into the plate to get him. Not in time. So a run scores on the fly out to left field. So Belza, I don't think he was trying to, but it counts as a sac fly. That brings the left fielder, number 3 from the University of Alabama, Ian Taylor, to the plate. Taylor walked his last at bat. So there's 2 outs. Mohawk has runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 1. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Lester. Swung on a miss for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Here's the pitch. Way outside for ball 2. Sorry, I got to clear the throat there. That smoke is settling in. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Lester. Outside again for ball 3. So Mohawks up 5-0. Here's the pitch from Lester. That one's hit hard to the shortstop. Bounces off his chest to the second baseman, who grabs it but couldn't tag the base in time. He almost got it.
Now batting for Amsterdam, second baseman number 13 from the University of Utah, Bobby Pierce Jr.
So bases are still loaded. That brings the second baseman number 13 from the University of Utah, Bobby Pierce Jr. He had a single his last time at bat. And we've still got 2 outs. That one outside corner for strike 1. So here's a pitch from Lester. Outside and away for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High for ball 2. And here's the pitch. The bat goes flying into the stands. That's a heck of a strike.
Well, you can't keep the bat, but if you get a foul ball, it's yours to keep, courtesy of Representative Howard Federal Credit Union.
The announcer said if you get a foul ball, you can keep it, but if it's a bat, you can't keep it. So they got to return the bat to him. That was pretty funny, folks. He's like, give me some sticky here. I need something on this bat. He's going to rub it up. All right, so Pierce steps in. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's hope he can hold on to the bat this time. Here's a pitch from Lester. Ooh, close, but no cigar. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes with the bases loaded. Lester needs this pitch. Here it comes. Outside and high, and everybody advances. Another run scores. So that brings the shortstop, number 5 from Miami-Dade,
Amsterdam, shortstop number 5 from Miami-Dade College, Raul Rodriguez.
Raul Rodriguez to the plate. Rodriguez also had a single his last time up. That pitch is high and inside for ball 1. Mohawks up now 6-0. Here's the pitch. That one's high for ball 2. Here's a 2-0 pitch. High again for ball 3. So, self-inflicted wounds here, one right after another. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Inside corner for strike 1. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Lester just wants to get this one in there and call it a day. That one's outside and away for ball 4. That walks in another run. So back to the top of the order here with the right fielder number 8 from Stetson, Andrew Azell. That's going to bring Coach Luby out there to the mound. And we're going to have a pitching change here for the DiamondDawgs. We'll go ahead and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back in a minute.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
We are back waiting for the new pitcher for the DiamondDawgs to warm up. It's number 8 from Lafayette, Allie Hood. I said Allie Hood. Didn't I say Allie Hood? What did I say? I want a replay on this. I was looking at my handwriting. I thought I said Allie Hood. So he's about ready to go. Runners are back in position. Bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. And Mohawks got the top of the order. Andrew Azell stepping in.
Once again, batting for Amsterdam, right fielder number 8 from Stetson
So
University.
Azell reached on an error the first inning. He had a single his last time at bat. So Hood looks in. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball one. Can't afford any more walks. We don't need to help the Mohawks any more than we already have. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Outside and away for ball two. If this doesn't work out, I'm going to start warming up in the bullpen. I'm going to the bullpen. Now Ella's giving me smack here. She's seen me pitch before, and she said it's not going to help. Here's a 2-0 pitch from Hood. Outside and away for ball three. I don't know. I'm going to argue with her here in a minute. Three balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Mohawks up 7-0. Here's the pitch. Low for ball four. So that scores another run. That brings the center fielder, number 32 from Seton Hall, Aiden Dill, to the plate. Dill singled and struck out his last at bat. Here's the pitch from Hood. Called strike one. Dill kind of looked back. Wanted to make sure it was a strike. Base is still loaded for the Mohawks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one fouled out of play down the third baseline. That one's retrievable for the kids out there if they're out there running around. Mohawks have a good crowd here themselves down the third baseline tonight over by the picnic tables and bleachers over there. Amsterdam's 45 minutes down the road, so easy trip for them. And there's that wind again. So here's the 0-2 pitch inside for ball one. Counts 1-2. Here's the pitch. That one's a little chopper foul down the first baseline. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. You know, if Amsterdam's going to get all those runs, the least we can do is get all the fans from Amsterdam to buy stuff in the concession stand and make some money off them. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Mohawks. They're ahead 8-0. Here's a pitch from Hood. That one is hit hard into right field. Right fielder's tracking back near the fence, and he puts it away. Boy, and it swirled there at the last second. He took kind of a wild run on it, but he got it. So that's the third out, finally, and we'll be back in a minute.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
We're doing a locomotion up here. We're back. And DiamondDawgs need to get something going here. So up at the plate is shortstop, number 27 from Fairfield University is Ryan Paynes. Paynes has not been up yet, so we got nothing on him. Mohawks ahead, 8-0 here. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball one. Amsterdam's got a new pitcher on the mound. He's number 45, Peyton Fall. Chris looked over. I said it right, Chris? Fall. Yeah. Here's the second pitch. That one's called strike. It's a little high, but 1-1 strike to Paynes. That one is popped up into center field. Center fielder's tracking underneath it. Easy catch for him. So fly out to center for Paynes. That brings up the catcher, number 7 from Columbia University, Jaden Santiago. So Santiago's first trip to the plate tonight in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. High and away for ball one. Fall brushes that one off and gets what he wants for strike one. So 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard out to center field as well. Right to the center fielder who was shading over there to the right side, and he put it away easily. So that brings the top of the order up for the DiamondDawgs. Designated hitter number 14 from UConn, Eric Diaz. Diaz had a single his last at bat. He's a left-handed batter. Diaz is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Inside, hits the toe of the catcher, bounces up in the air towards the dugout for ball one. Here's a pitch from Fall. Swung on a miss for strike one. So 1 strike, 2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning. Amsterdam has a commanding 8-0 lead at this point. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled up left side. Shortstop is tracking it. He's running back. He's got it. Got a handle on it. So fly out to the shortstop. Quick inning for the DiamondDawgs. So after 3 full innings, the score is 8-0 Mohawk. We'll be back in a minute. Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime. All right, we are back at Veterans Memorial Field here in Little Falls, New York. with a lot of haze, a lot of wind. Lights are on here in the field. Coming to the plate for Mohawk is the catcher, number 30 from the University of Delaware, Anthony Delasari. Delasari had a fly out both times at bat, just to different places. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike one. So Hood is still on the mound for the DiamondDawgs. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard to center field, but he's underneath it, tracking it, and he's got it for another fly out. So that brings the third baseman, number 29 from Rutgers, Gabriel Rivera. Rivera ground out his first time. He was hit by a pitch his last at bat. First pitch is a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back for strike two. Yep. So Hood jumps out quickly on this batter. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's his pitch. That one is pop foul again. So count remains no balls, 2 strikes. That's one for the kids to chase over there in the tennis courts. Here they go. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Hood. Outside and away for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th inning now. Nobody on base for a change. Here's a 1-2. That's fouled back. Again, another ball for the kids. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera steps in. He's ready to go. Hood shakes things off. Somebody's saying something over there. Somebody called time. Something got on the field, and I think a ball got on the field here. So Rivera steps back in. Hood's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside and low for ball 3. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Down low for ball 4. And Rivera draws a walk. So that brings the first baseman, number 35 from the University of Delaware, Robert Milo, to the plate. Mello. I'll get it one of these times. I got the O right this time. He doesn't look too mellow, though. He's a left-handed batter out there. He struck out his first time at bat. He was hit by a pitch his last time at bat. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. Looked a little too mellow on that one. Had kind of an easy, mellow swing. I got Ella to laugh about that one. I'm starting to sound like Pete up here with the trivia. Hood checks runner. Throws over to first base, and they caught him. They caught him leaning. Now they got him in the pickle. They're going to chase him down, second baseman. Tags him out. Timing on that one was perfect. So that makes 2 outs as they pick off the runner. A bright spot here for the night for the Dogs. So bases are clean now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is hit hard to right field, and that one is foul. Just foul. But a hard hit ball down the right field line. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base. Mohawks are up 8-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is popped up now down the left side. Third baseman is drifting over by the fence. And he got it. He leaned over and got it. I thought he was going to fall over the fence. Man, that was a great catch. So, fly out to the third baseman ends that inning. And we'll be back in a minute.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
Okay, we are back. Fall is still on the mound for the Mohawks. It's nice to see a 0 up there for runs scored for them in the last inning. That brings second baseman number 25, Kyle Coleman, to the plate. Here's the first pitch, outside corner for strike 1. So Coleman ground out his first time up. Here's the second pitch, outside and away for ball 1. One pitch, outside again for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning here. Dogs would love to get something going here, and Coleman's guy to do it. That one's fouled back over the booth here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3. I'm good. So full count now to Coleman. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard to the shortstop. He scoops it up, throws over to first base. Way out of bounds there. Way out. He missed the first baseman by about 8 feet there. So Coleman's safe on an error. So the first baseman, number 9 from Fairfield, Connor Scanlon's coming to the plate. Scanlon hit a single his last time up. He'd love to do that again with a runner on first base and nobody out. I said out of bounds again. Back to basketball. Here's the pitch. That one is hit out of play down the first baseline. So no balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. High and outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Fall looks in for the signal. Checks the runner. Checks him again. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Scanlon. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coleman's got just a small lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Scanlon goes down swinging. That brings left fielder number 19 from George Washington University, Brody Frecker, to the plate. Frecker flied out to left field last time up. Score here in the bottom of the 4th inning is 8-0 Mohawks. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. Ball checks the runner. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out here. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. High again for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Inside for ball 3. So full count now with a runner on first base and 1 out for the DiamondDawgs. It's cooling down a little bit out here. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So another strikeout for Fall. That brings the center fielder number 28, Colin Richter, to the plate. Richter had a line out to the 3rd baseman last time. So Dogs have 2 outs now in this inning. Here's the pitch. High for ball 1. DiamondDawgs are back in action again tomorrow night here at home. Here's a pitch from Fall. Outside corner for strike 1. They're back again Sunday. First pitch is 5:05 on Sunday. That one's popped up into the air. Second baseman's tracking it. He's underneath it. He makes the grab for the out. So pretty quick inning for the DiamondDawgs. After 4 full, it's Mohawks 8, Dogs nothing. We'll be back in a minute. If you're looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to serve as retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place. We are back in Little Falls. Coming to the plate for the Mohawks is designated hitter number 26 from the University of Alabama, Zach Johnson. Johnson singled his first time up, and then he had a walk.
Zach Johnson.
So Hood's still on the mound for the DiamondDawgs to start the top of the fifth here, and it's 8-0 Mohawks. Here's the first pitch of the inning. Outside for ball one. Wind has died down a little bit. It was pretty rough before. It was really coming in. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike one. It's a 1-1 strike. Heck of a sunset tonight with all that smoke out there. Just a big red ball on the horizon. Hit hard to the shortstop, who scoops it up, throws over to first base, and plenty of time for the out. So that brings up the extra hitter, number 6 from Auburn, Taylor Belza. Belza singled, and they flied out to left field his second time up. Yeah, I figured all that smoke and haze would make for kind of an interesting sunset tonight. Here's the first pitch from Hood. Outside for ball one. All right, call it a strike. We'll go with strike. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Base is empty. Here's the pitch from Hood. That one's hit hard between the first baseman and second baseman in the right field for a single. So the left fielder number 3 from the University of Alabama is coming to the plate. Ian Taylor. He walked and reached on an error his last time. So we've got a pinch hitter coming in. Number 3, I don't know who that is yet. We're looking him up. Oh, wait. We're confused. We're confused up here. Number 3 is the guy who's supposed to be there. Okay, pinch runner, not a pinch hitter, pinch runner. So we thought they were bringing in a new guy to bat. They weren't. Got a pinch runner, number 21, out there on first base. So Hood looks in. Here's the throw. Swung on a miss. Throw back down to first base just to keep him honest. He got back there in plenty of time. Santiago took a shot at him here. Dawgs catcher. Tried to catch him off guard, just getting back to first base lazily, but he didn't. So here's the 0-1 pitch from Hood. Outside and low for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 5th here. Mohawk has a runner on first base. Taking a good, healthy lead. I think there's going to be Little action over there. Here's the pitch from Hood. I thought he'd make a throw over to first. He didn't. So outside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 3. We don't want to start another walkathon here, so Hood's thinking about that himself. Checks the runner over at first. Good lead by number 21, whoever he is. Here's the pitch from Hood. That one is hit hard to left field, deep left field, and up against the fence. Left fielder's got it. He's thrown into the cutoff man. Runner's coming home, and the throw is nowhere close, and so Taylor is in with a triple on the throw home, and they score another run. That brings the second baseman, number 13 from the University of Utah, Bobby Pierce Jr., to the plate. Pierce has singled and walked his last time up. There's still 1 out, and Mohawks have a runner at third base. Here's the pitch to Pierce. Low and inside for ball 1. Hood looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard, chops over the first baseman's head. Fair ball into right field. Pierce is going for second base. He slides in, and he's safe. So we're going to give Pierce a double on that one. That scores another run for Mohawk, and that brings the shortstop, number 5 from Miami-Dade, Raul Rodriguez, to the plate. Rodriguez had a single and a walk his last couple times. So Dogs need to put these guys away here. Here's the pitch from Hood. Low and in the dirt for ball 1. Santiago keeps it in front of him. So Hood looks in, gets the sign. Checks the runner. Checks him again. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt again. Stopped by Santiago. Getting the ball plenty dirty here. So 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike 1. So Mohawks ahead 10-0 here. Hood checks the runner. Steps off the mound. Little quick throw over to second base. Runner was already back, but he'd made the motion towards second, so he just followed through. And I don't think Pierce was thinking about going. Steps off the rubber again and throws to the second baseman. They're playing catch out there now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Mohawks have a runner on second base. They're up 10-0. Here's a pitch from Hood. Inside in the dirt. Santiago lost it for a second. He found it. Runner did not advance. So 3-1 now. Gesundheit. Ella's up here sneezing. Smoke finally got to her. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one chopper to the shortstop. He's got it. Throws over to first base in time. Runner's out. So that brings the top of the order to the plate. The right fielder, number 8 from Stetson, Andrew Azell. Azell reached on an error the first time, had a single, and then a walk. Mohawks have a runner in scoring position on third base with 2 outs. And they're ahead 10-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Hood. Swung on a miss for strike 2. So Hood's ready to go. He looks in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning here. The Mohawks have scored 2 this inning. And they lead 10-0. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Inside. Almost hit him. So we got 2s across now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chris has got his 2s hat on. He's rubbing it up. He wants that luck. He wants that 3rd strike. We're at 2s. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It worked. Strike 3. The luck rub worked, and so at the end, or I'm sorry, after 4.5, Mohawks up 10-0. We'll be back in a minute. Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter. All right, we are back here in Little Falls, New York. Mohawks have another pitcher on the mound here, number 44, Derek Duvall. And for the Dogs, the right fielder, number 35 from Seton Hall, Jake Dolan, is coming to the plate. There's the first pitch. Called strike on the outside corner to Dolan. Dolan struck out his only time at bat tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is popped up into left field, between left field and the center, up against the fence, and he's in for a double. I couldn't catch the ball out there, so couldn't see where it went. But between the right fielder and the center fielder, went up against the fence, but they got to it quickly, got it in, but Dolan's in with a double. That brings the third baseman, number 6 from St. John's, Roberto Valdez Jr., to the plate. He grounded out his first time up. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard right back at the pitcher. Second baseman makes a great stab at it, but bad throw over to first, and run comes home for the DiamondDawgs. So it comes home on the errant throw. So Valdez gets a single up the middle. The errant throw allows the runner to score, and the Dogs are actually on the board.
Ryan Payne.
And on the overthrow to first, Valdez gets in a second. So Ryan Payne's at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Dogs have a runner at second base, and they've gotten one across already. So Duvall looks in, gets a sign. He's good with it. Here's the pitch. Swung and a foul tip. Hit the catcher pretty good there. Whew. Yep. He's in some pain. He's shaking his head. That one hurt. That one caught the brothers, I think. So umpire goes out to deliver the ball personally to the pitcher to give the catcher a little bit of time to catch his breath. That's the kind of song they're playing here to make him dance a little bit. So no balls, 2 strikes to Paynes. Duvall looks in, gets a sign. Checks the runner. Here's his pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Paynes goes out swinging. That brings the catcher, number 7 from Columbia, Jaden Santiago, to the plate. Santiago flied out to center field his last at bat. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Duvall looks in. Here's the second pitch. High for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second base for the Dogs. And they've been able to squeeze a run across the plate this inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Good curveball. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one fouled down the first baseline. I think that went over to the basketball courts or somewhere over there. Kids are running. So they think they got another one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Dogs wanting to get a little bit more going than what they've done. Here's a pitch outside for ball 2. So the rally horn sounds here at Veterans Memorial Field in Little Falls. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Duvall. That one popped foul again down the first baseline. That one I was able to target. That one went right into the basketball courts. The tennis courts and basketball courts here in Little Falls behind the bleachers on the first base side. So good spot with some fences to have a lot of balls drop in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's a pitch from Duvall. That one is a little chopper over to third baseman. He holds the runner, throws over to first. Plenty of time. So that brings the designated hitter, number 14 from Yukon, to the plate, Eric Diaz. Diaz singled his first time up, then he flied out to the shortstop his second time. So Diaz is a left-handed batter. Ball checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here for the Dogs. They've got a runner on second. Here's a pitch from Duvall. Swung on and missed again. So 2 quick strikes on Diaz. He steps out for a bit. Think about it. Steps back in. And he's ready. Duvall gets a sign. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Diaz goes down swinging. And after 5 innings here, it's 10-1 Mohawks. We'll be back in a minute.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
All right, we are back here at Veterans Memorial Field in Little Falls. DiamondDawgs have a new pitcher on the mound. It's number 23, Matt Allegria. And he is going to be facing the center fielder, number 32 from Seton Hall, Aiden Dill. Dill had a single strikeout and a fly out to right field his last at bat. Here's a pitch. Outside for ball one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside corner for strike one. The Mohawks up 10-1 here. Top of the sixth inning. Alegria's the new pitcher on the mound for the Dogs. Here's his pitch. Hit hard between the second baseman and shortstop out in the center field. Clean single. Center fielder got it. Throws it back in. Misses the cutoff man, but Dill is on with a single. So that brings, I heard Brady Mills announced. Guess that's a change? All right. So Mills is beating for Anthony Delisari. So first pitch to Mills is a wild pitch for ball one. Santiago goes out there to have a word with his catcher. That puts a runner in scoring position for the Mohawks. Something you got to think about when it's 10-1 here, the 10-run rule. So they don't want to let another run across here and get that 10 runs back. So here's the pitch. Swung on a missed for strike one. Well, Santiago's little talk might have worked. Let's hope it sticks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here. Mohawk has a runner at second base. He's dancing around. Here's a pitch from Alegria. That one is popped up into right field. Right fielder's underneath it. He's got it. Runner's tagging. Here comes the throw. And not in time. So Mill did his job. Advanced the runner. That brings the third baseman, number 29 from Rutgers, Gabriel Rivera, to the plate. Rivera has ground out, hit by pitch, and walked. And there's one out. He's got a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Called strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High for ball one. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on third base for Mohawk. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Outside corner for strike two. Alegria checks the runner. Here's the throw. That one is hit foul down the first baseline. So count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera was trying to squeeze one down the first baseline. Almost worked. Here's the pitch. High for ball two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one a little chopper. That's going to be tough for the third baseman. He tries to get it barehanded and couldn't get a handle on it. That's a single. So that brings the first baseman, number 35 from the University of Delaware, Robert Mello, to the plate. I got it right that time? Got the pronunciation right? Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back for strike one. Here's the pitch. Just outside for ball one. Mello struck out his first time up. He was hit by a pitch, and then he flied out to the third baseman. This time he's got a runner on first base, one out. Here's the pitch. Swung and hit foul over the concession stand. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mohawks got a runner on first. They've gotten 1 across this inning. So it's 11-1 now. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard between the shortstop and third baseman, out into left field. Runner goes from first to third. He's in clean. Throws down in time. And so Mello is on with a single. So the designated hitter, number 26, Zach Johnson, is at the plate now with runners on the corners. He singled, walked, and ground out to shortstop his last time. The Mohawks have been pretty aggressive here. I'd expect kind of a look at stealing here. That ball is inside for ball one. Maybe not. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runners on the corners. Mohawk up 11-1. Top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside away for ball 2. Yeah, pitch is just got the corner there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. We get quiet in the booth when we're down 10 runs. Here's the pitch. Called strike 2. Johnson didn't agree with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard right up the middle, past the pitcher. He almost got his glove on it. It's in center field. That's a clean single. Another run scores. And Johnson gets a single. That brings the extra hitter, number 6.
Extra hitter number 21 from Columbia, Chris McLaughlin.
All right, got another change. Oh, okay. That was the pinch runner, number 21. Number 21 is Chris McLaughlin. We now have a name to go with the number. He fouled the first one back. So we've got an 0-1 count with 1 out, runner on first and second. Runners. Here's a pitch from Alegria, called strike. So McLaughlin steps in. He's ready to go. Got an 0-2 count. Alegria looks in. Here's his pitch. That one a little chopper foul down the first baseline. Santiago picks it up. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes.
We have a problem.
So Mohawks up 12-1 here. They've scored 2 runs in this inning. There's 1 out. They've got runners on first and second base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one is popped, foul down the third baseline, out of play. So count stays 0-2 as McLaughlin hangs in there. I don't know if this smoke is getting any better or worse. Here's the pitch. That one is hit again up the middle. Shortstop got it, tosses it over to second base, and he didn't have his foot on the bag, missed the tag, and so the runner's safe.
Now batting for Amsterdam, left fielder number 3 from the University of Alabama.
So that brings Coach Luby out to the mound. All the dogs are sitting there. Or he's going somewhere out there. He wants to know what went on. Either way, we play the Pink Panther music there, and the umpire's explaining to him that he missed the bag by about a foot, which I thought I saw. And then he was hoping the runner overstepped the bag, and he tagged him, but guy was smart, kept his foot on the bag, and he was safe. It's a great play by the shortstop to shovel it over, but they couldn't get the out, couldn't get the force. So here's the pitch. That one is popped out into right field, and right fielder's chasing it down out of play, I think. So a long strike to Taylor. Swung and a miss with a foul tip for strike 2. So Ian Taylor had walked his first time up. He reached on an error, and then he had a triple his last time at bat. That is not something they want right now, that's for sure, with the bases loaded. So here's the pitch. High for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mohawks ahead 12-1, and they've got the bases loaded again tonight. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one is hit deep to left field. He caught it. Here's a throw into third base. 1 run scores. So sacrifice fly brings in a run. And that brings the second baseman, number 13, from the University of Utah, Bobby Pierce Jr. to the plate. Pierce has had a single, a walk, and a double. He's been pretty productive tonight. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike 1. So 2 outs. Mohawks have runners on first and second base. Here's the pitch. That one is hit flying out to right field. And foul ball, I think. Yep. Everybody's going back. Couldn't tell where it was down the line, but just foul down the first base line out in right field. Runners return to their bases. And a long strike for Pierce. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Outside and high for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Pop foul again. It's down the third baseline. Pierce is spreading them around. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Alegria would love to get out of this inning. Here's his pitch. Inside in the dirt, gets away from Santiago. Runners advance to second and third. Umpire calls time, not letting them advance anymore. I think it went in the dugout. So pass ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chris has got his twos hat in motion going. It worked last time. Dogs need it to work again. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Just missed for ball 3. So full count now. 2 runners in scoring position here. Here's the pitch to Pierce. Oh. Low for ball 4. And Pierce is on base with a walk.
Now batting for Amsterdam.
So the shortstop, number 5 from Miami-Dade, comes to the plate. Raul Rodriguez. Rodriguez had a walk, and a ground out to the shortstop his last time up. So bases loaded again with 2 outs for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Here's a pitch. That one's fouled back for strike 1. Ella couldn't see where the ball went, so we just made like it came at her. So no balls, 1 strike. Alegria. Here's his pitch. That one is pop foul down the third baseline. So no balls, 2 strikes. To Rodriguez. Mohawks up 13-1. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Well, it looked good. It was close. Slightly high for ball 1. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That was pop foul again. Down the first base side. So Rodriguez hanging in there. Fouling off what he doesn't want. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and the Dogs are finally out of this inning. So it's 13-1. We're going to be back in a minute. Hopefully the Dogs can come back and get some runs.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
All right, we're back.
Kyle Coleman.
So we're in the bottom of the 6th inning here. Mohawks up 13-1. And the second baseman, number 25 from Belmont University, Kyle Coleman, is at the plate. Coleman grounded out his first time up. Reached on an error a second time. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike one. Duvall still on the mound for Mohawk. So here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike two. Coleman looked back on that one.
We have to win.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike three. So Coleman goes down swinging. That brings the first baseman, number 9 from Fairfield, Connor Scanlon, to the plate. Scanlon had a single his first time at bat, struck out the last time. And Oneonta was a game and a half behind the DiamondDawgs tonight. And with the Dogs losing, Oneonta just went ahead, I think 4-3 is what Chris said here.
4-3 Oneonta.
Here's the pitch from Duvall. Outside corner for strike one. And that corner was pretty far outside from up here. But the count, no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. To Scanlon. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball one. Scanlon singled his first time up and struck out his last time. Here's the pitch from Duvall. High for ball two. If you hear sirens in the background, they're not coming here. Outside and away for ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Scanlon's at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike two. So the rally horn went off, but gonna need more than that. Here's a pitch from Duvall. Swung on and missed for strike three. So Duvall gets 2 quick Ks. And that brings number 19, the left fielder from George Washington University, Brody Fricker, to the plate. Fricker flew out to left field his first time up, and he struck out his last time. Well, there's 2 outs now, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for strike one. Duvall's not having a problem finding the plate. Here's the pitch. And that swung on and missed for strike two. So Duvall is tearing up the Dogs here tonight with Ks. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and away for ball one. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. High for ball two. So time for Chris. He's still got his hat on. He's hoping. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's doing the rub. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, called strike three. So Duvall had a heck of an inning. So after 6 full innings, the score is Mohawk 13, DiamondDawgs 1. We'll be back in a minute.
At GPO, we understand every member's journey is unique. That's why our employees take the time to listen, understand, and deliver personalized solutions that fit your life. From budgeting to borrowing, We're with you every step of the way. Your journey, our commitment. GPO Federal Credit Union, committed to excellence.
All right, we are back at Veterans Memorial Field here. New pitcher for the DiamondDawgs on the plate. I'm sorry, on the mound. Number 12, Colin Snyder. He's the fifth pitcher of the evening for the DiamondDawgs. Mohawk has the top of the order coming up.
Now batting for Amsterdam, right fielder number 8 from Stetson.
Right fielder number 8 from Stetson, Andrew Ezell, is coming to the plate. He reached on an error. He had a single, a walk. Struck out his last time. All right. Well, do we have a change here, maybe? So it's number 20 at the plate. And we're all confused. Called strike one, though.
Now batting number 20, Jordan Perry.
Jordan Perry is at the plate. And that ball is, that was a hard hit. Hit the second baseman in the chest, bounced away from him, and went out into right field. So Jordan Perry, I guess we're going to give him a single on that.
Number 32 from Seton Hall, Aiden Dill. Excuse me. Number 15 from Rhode Island, James Houghton.
So another change here in the lineup here. Number 15, James Houghton, is at the plate for the Mohawks. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up in the center field. Center fielder's tracking underneath it. He's got it. Runner fakes the tag. He's not going anywhere. Throw to the cutoff man and shortstop, and it's in field in time. So held the runner. So we're trying to figure out all these changes here. My notebook, I can't even read anymore.
Now batting for Amsterdam, number 22 from Siena, Sam Fallis. I think that's 22.
So another change here at the plate. Number
28, Brady Mills.
Brady Mills is batting right now. And I'm trying to figure out who he even took the place of here. So he flies out to the shortstop, who drifted off down the third baseline and got the ball.
Now batting number 0, Tyler Figueroa.
So Number 0, Tyler Figueroa, is now at the plate. So 2 outs. Runner on second base for Mohawks. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. I'm not going to be able to keep up with all these name changes on the Mohawk players. I got notes everywhere. I don't even know who's playing where. Here's the pitch. That one is a chopper foul down the third baseline for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Mohawk up 13-1, top of the 7th inning. They've got a runner on second base. Okay, I think I've got that straight. But who's out there playing, I have no idea. So here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball 2. And it's Snyder on the mound for the Dogs. All right, I got a couple of names correct. Chris is giving me thumbs up. It'll take me a while. Mohawk does this. They switch players around the later innings. Outside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Snyder needs to put whoever's at the plate away. Number 0. Make him a 0. Here it is. Popped up. Center field. He's underneath it. Deep center. But he's got it. So fly out to center field. And luckily, nothing scored. So we'll be back in a minute.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our number 1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
All right, we are back. It's the bottom of the 7th. Mohawk has a new pitcher on the mound, number 34, Aiden Scott. Coming to the plate for the DiamondDawgs is the center fielder, number 28, Colin Richter. Richter lined out to the third baseman. He flied out to the second baseman. There's the pitch. That one is popped up. Shortstop is out there. Left fielder's next to him, but he makes the grab. So that brings right fielder number 35, Jake Dolan, to the plate from Seton Hall. Dolan struck out his first time up, but had a double his last time at the bat. Mohawks up 13-1. Here's the pitch. Outside and away for ball one. Outside corner for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They said he didn't go, so ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. High and away for ball 3. Throw 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on base. Bottom of the 7th. Mohawk up 13-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one is popped high again. Second baseman's calling for it. Shortstop gets it, though. They were standing next to each other. So another fly out to the shortstop, who's been busy this inning. Third baseman number 6 from St. John's, Roberto Valdez Jr., is at the plate. Valdez ground out to second. First time he had a single his last time at bat. Here's the pitch. Curls in for called strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Wicked curveball there. Had Valdez flat-footed on that one. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Umpire calls time for something here. Not sure what. Oleana and Socrates duking it out. Important game for the DiamondDawgs. Here's the pitch. That one is hit hard to right field. Right fielder's tracking back, but plenty of room, and he gets it. So that's ball game, folks. 10-run rule here. Mohawk was the winner here, 13-1. We're going to be back tomorrow night. We need to win that one for sure, and we'll see you next time.
Field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard, gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! We got a guy on third and nobody out. It's time to stand up, yes, it's time to shout. We're playing some ball and we're having some fun. Come on, boys, let's score that run. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! Field and we're ready to play. We're all suited up, we got a game today. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play hard. Gonna knock that ball right out of the yard. So don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go, Dogs! 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 DiamondDawgs. Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. Let me hear you holler now. Let's go,